Hi, my name's Nate Kanney. I'm 27 years old. I'm from New Windsor, New York. I'm racing for the FMF KTM off-road team in the GNCC series in the XC1 Pro class. We're 5 races into the season so far, and I've had some good races and some bad. And this past weekend, I'm coming off third place finish at the Loretta Lynn's round 5 of the series, and now I'm just back home in New York, trying to get everything back into the routine and get everything ready to keep the improvement going, and looking forward to, obviously doing better in the rest of the season and getting a lot more wins and podiums. Being one of the riders in the series that's from New York or from further north than a lot of the other pro riders, in some cases it helps me a lot because when the series heads north, I'm a lot more accustomed to the dirt and the terrain that we ride. Over the years, it has been a challenge for me to get used to the tracks that we have in the south, just because the traction isn't what I've grown up being used to and riding in. But being from New York, and of course now I've had the choice where to live, and I've chosen to settle down here. It's for a reason, and it's because it's a good atmosphere. There's a lot of good people and hardworking people, and I get to take a step away from the racing when I'm not at the races, which keeps it fun for me. For this year, I chose to make the full-time switch to the 450. After last year, I rode about half the season on the 300 and then switched to the 450. And, I get a lot of flack from a lot of fans because there's a lot of two-stroke fans out there. But, everybody's pretty understanding after I can explain it to them. But the truth is that now, when the quads are done racing on Saturday, there's just not that much dirt left on the track. And the four-stroke is, one of its best assets is finding traction where there isn't any. And, like I said, when the quads are done, there's just not much traction left on our tracks. And, of course, they're really rough, and the four-stroke seems to be a little bit more stable and tractable in the slippery stuff. So that's the main reason why I've chosen to use the 450 full-time. I have to say, though, if I were racing locally, I would probably still use a two-stroke, just because the dirt is a little different and the courses are a little bit tighter, and I can take advantage of the type of power that bike uses. The fact that I've switched to the 450 doesn't mean that I'm done with two strokes. I think I'm just as much a two-stroke fan as anybody out there is, and at this point, it's a career decision, and I have to ride the bike that's going to best to bring me to a championship. In off-road, I think that there's always been a lot of, he said and she said about a lot of the pro guys and what they do and what their programs are based around. But, at this point, I'm 27, and I'm one of the more experienced guys, and I think that it might be the time that, people might talk about what I do. And, I've never thought too much about the other guys, but I have learned a lot and paid a lot of attention to what I can do to improve. And I think now, I've got the best program that I've ever had.